Um, Lionel Messi has finally arrived in Miami. The GOAT, as noted by many, has finally arrived into Miami. And what an arrival it was. Packed stadium, 3.5 billion views globally. Jerseys selling outside the stadium at $200 a pop, probably sold out left, right, and center. Um, what a crazy event.
Well, look, we had the emergency show a few weeks back when all this broke, and on Sunday was the culmination. I mean, obviously Messi arrived into Miami, went shopping at Publix. No one knew who he was. Maybe a few soccer fans recognized him. So he shopped in anonymity for a bit, and then walked out to be for his unveiling on Sunday. And as you mentioned, 3.5 billion views. What was it? It was more views combined than the Super Bowl, the NBA Finals, and the World Series, or something like that. I mean, it just goes to show you the global power of Messi and his brand, the global power of the game, and look, let's not discount the fact that the crescendo of this thing has been building and building and building, since the announcement I'm going to Miami, in early June. So there's a lot of anticipation around this, and Mother Nature didn't quite cooperate. Had a lot of heavy rain, but that certainly didn't dampen the spirits of the La Familia faithful down there in southern Florida. And they turned out to see, look, not only Messi, but I mean, Sergio Busquets, was also unveiled as well. And so, look, that's a team that, made the playoffs last year, currently sitting in last place. Man, if there has ever been, a time where you needed the GOAT, it's now. And, he's teed up for his debut, I guess this coming Friday in the
Friday, yeah.
Against Cruz Azul. So, I can't remember if they ended up moving it to Hard Rock Stadium or not, but they could certainly sell 70,000 tickets to that game. But look, it's an exciting time for the game. It's going to raise the level of MLS. Certainly the global exposure of it. And we're reading, all of the special, games that Inter Miami's playing. Apple TV is now going to go from their normal 7 to 8 cameras to, 18 cameras, so that they can cover every single angle. And there'll be one that will always be focused on Messi. I mean, it's going to be crazy. It's going to be a massive. I won't call it Messi overload, but you're going to get a heavy dose of Lionel Messi. And for those that haven't, watched him on a regular basis, I mean, just understand that this is not a man whose skills have diminished. He just won the World Cup, was the best player at the World Cup. He just torched up, in his friendlies. I mean, he is absolutely going to not disappoint, the American soccer fan. And it will be interesting to see if he makes a little run, here with Inter Miami, and so it's an exciting time, for sure.
Who's going to make the Netflix style series?
Oh, I don't know. It's probably coming.
For sure, it has to come.
It's got to come. Something along those lines is coming. Maybe Apple has already, inked that deal. It's going to be, available on Apple TV. But look, it's a great boost for the club. Valuation of the club, took a nice jump, and obviously there's going to be a nice commercial bump with him being, on the club for the next 2 years, as they head into their new stadium in the next 2 years.
I would 100% pay for Apple TV Plus to watch that series alone.
Yeah. Go from Ted Lasso to the GOAT. That's a nice
small jump, I reckon. Small jump.
You know, a little some fiction to reality.
Yeah.
But like it will be. It will be great theater, and I fully expect his first match to have some spectacular play. There will be some highlights that
For sure.
will draw you in. I can only hope that he does what Zlatan did in his first game, and literally just absolutely deliver the goal of the century in game one, and then just say you're welcome. But should be fun.
Will he be able to ever shop at Publix again the way he did last week?
Well, I don't know that those 3.5 billion people were all, shopping in Publix in South Florida.
He's been introduced. He's been
He's been
introduced.
introduced now. I think people are going to have photos of him on their phone now, so he might be a little bit more recognizable. But look, I'm excited. For the club. I'm excited because obviously we've got a relationship with the sponsor on the front of the shirt. We've been this was just a discussion as a possibility 3 years ago when that deal was signed, and then so it's just kind of neat to see all this kind of play itself out and come to fruition and deliver, as big as we had thought, for the brand, for the club, for the game. And so, just excited to see all of those things, work in a positive manner for Inter Miami and Messi. He seems, happy and comfortable, got a couple of his buds coming over with him. Kind of a side story. I was traveling back on Saturday, and they were in the same airport where I was in Charlotte because they were playing FC Charlotte. And I saw Federico Higuain, and I pulled Freddie over and I said, last time you guys can actually walk around in an airport and not get mobbed, because once the goat arrives, you guys aren't going to be flying commercial and in and out of regular gates with the common folk. You're going to be going into the private hangar on a charter plane. So,
for sure. It has to be, and there'll be a lot of black suits around too. So
yeah, probably a few. Yeah, probably a few.
Sponsor name. Come on.
XBTO.
There you go.
Yeah, big day for them to be part of that. 3.5 billion viewers. Leading up to this, there's been lots of pirated jersey sales that still have XBTO. There, like you mentioned, they were selling the authentic jerseys there at the stadium on Sunday. Fanatics immediately dropped the Messi custom jersey on their site. I've been kind of following it, trying to buy a Messi jersey, customize a Messi jersey ever since they announced, and it won't let you. It's not available. And then obviously Sunday night, boom, drops 194 Messi jersey, number 10. You get it's all there. No, I haven't got one yet. I have one coming. But it's.
Do we have a number yet on sales?
I haven't seen a number yet. No, I haven't seen the number, but like we had run, our analysis early on in this process, just from a valuation standpoint for the client, and let's just say that our numbers, were somewhat. We were trying to be somewhat conservative, and still it was massive number, and yesterday and the viewership on this, just exceeded what anybody's expectations would be just for an announcement. I can only imagine what the numbers are going to look like on that first game on Friday night. But we estimated that Sunday's event, generated about $3.5 million worth of exposure value for XBTO, given their position as the primary sponsor on that shirt when it was being held up and presented to all the players introduced that night. But in general, that once the GOAT held up that pink number 10, it was lights out. I mean, it was that photograph moment. I mean, look, when we announced it, Bex is holding it up, and that was a pretty big deal. And it just got usurped by Lionel Messi holding up that kit on Sunday, and so just for the brand, great exposure. It's a seminal moment, for the brand. I mean, that's a photo that's going to sit on the CEO's wall and make it, it's making its way around the internet right now, because you had the Beckham, the Moss brothers and Messi all right there together on stage. So pretty iconic moment, and one that will probably continue to pop up on media and stuff moving forward, because it's a great photo, and it's the official beginning of his time with Inter Miami. And obviously we're all excited to see where that journey goes over the next 2.5 years.
Thank you very much, everyone, for tuning in. Thank you, Rob, as always. It's an absolute pleasure. Take care, everyone. Peace out.
All right, my friend.